It was a town hall meeting of stakeholders in the educational sector across the FCT, organized by Major Agora Peace and Development Initiative through the help of Helpline Foundation to discuss and also to proffer solutions to issues bordering rural education in the country. The meeting, with the theme Rural Access to Education for the Original Inhabitants, started at about 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, 12th April 2023 at Dupsilizo Hotel along Prison Road, Kuje, Abuja, had in attendance reputable educationists, traditional rulers, student unions, NGOs and civil society organizations. The former director FCT Universal Basic Education Board UBEB, Dr. Adamuno Majatau MNI, mounted the podium as he set his record straight at the occasion.
The thing is access to education in rural communities in FCT. If that is the concern, now let's look at the spread, because nobody should accuse government ignorantly. So that if you are going to accuse government that government is not doing something, you have to justify your reason for saying that government is not doing something. Now look at, I want to give you just some data that I have here. The Economic Department of the FCT made a survey and went through the entire FCT and counted all the communities in FCT. And it was found that there are about 858. Now, these 858 communities, some of them are farm states. If FCT has a total of about 858, communities, look at the spread of schools. The total number of primary schools, what have been given today, as of today, we have 672. We have 198 junior secondary schools. 198, total of 198. And then we have 88 senior secondary schools, plus 5 science and technical colleges.
He further highlighted some of the challenges of education, most especially in the rural areas.
The other challenge is the issue of security. That one, we don't need to explain it, is it not? Many teachers have been kidnapped. And unfortunately, when teachers are kidnapped, their employers are not interested in how they get out of it. Is it not true?
Speaking shortly at the occasion, the Education Secretary, LEA Gwagwalada Mamman Musa, addressing the gathering, pointed out recommendations towards achieving good standard of education and also Abuja of our dream for the inhabitants of FCT.
For the purpose of this discussion and this meeting, we limited our presentation to look at inward on what we can do to harness the challenge that we are passing through. Today in the FCT, we are faced with some challenges administratively, constitutionally, which you cannot one day come up to change it, or it has to pass some due processes. I asked from my recommendation, why don't we have original inhabitants elders forum in the FCT to talk about what is happening to us from then and now? Do we have that in the FCT? I'm here to ask. In my recommendation also, I recommended that we need to have educational elders forum that will sit down to look at our education in the FCT, if we are marginalized, if we are denied access, to see how we can go about having free access with all ramifications that is surrounding us in education in the FCT. And lastly, I still say, it's a constitutional matter in some acts. They will say FCT is a state. Some areas they will say we are agency, we are parastatal, we are ministry, we are departments. All these categories of divisions in the governance give us some difficulties to harness our challenges.
The organizer of the event, Muntasir Jibril Muhammad, FCT Natives Peace Ambassador, and the representative of Helpline Foundation, said the program is organized to cushion the effect of education in rural areas.
Today, having seen the effort of Major Agora Peace and Development Initiative, the Airplane Foundation decided to support Major Agora Peace and Development Initiative to ensure that this program is beneficial to FCT indigents.
Today, we all gathered here in a town hall meeting to deliberate and chart a course for the leaders of tomorrow who, for political, economic, and cultural reasons, have been marginalized in their own territory. This meeting is to advocate and pressurize relevant offices in charge to take the plight of the original inhabitants' children education as a priority.
It's a general problem because going by what the United States standard of funding education is in Nigeria, we don't meet up the budgetary allocation to funding of education. So I advise the federal government that there should be increase in the budgetary provision of funding of education in Nigeria.
Questions and answers session was not left out of the event. Hanatumaji Fakeye, Catapult TV News.